Are confidence and self-doubt mutually exclusive? I would say absolutely not. You build confidence by challenging your self-doubt. When you challenge your self-doubt and start to see your wins or your progress, that's you building your proof. Self-doubt and insecurities can and will show up in any and every area of your life. Your career, your relationships, family, friendships, romantic, your health, your fun and play even. What I want to share with you is where in your life and how self-doubt and fears can show up, and then how to take those instances as opportunities to build your confidence. And I want to do this in 3 parts. First, through giving some examples of self-doubt that many people experience so that you know you're not alone in that. Next, I'll share with you some of my own experiences with self-doubt and how it's shown up in my career as a dev when trying to improve my physical health, and even in how I play and have fun. And then finally, I'll offer up some tips on how to overcome those insecurities and build up your confidence. And I'll also throw in a challenge for you at the end, so stick around. I'm going to start with a big one: careers. Whether you're in the start or middle of your career, or you're thinking about transitioning to a new career, fears and insecurities are going to keep coming at you. You might feel like you need to learn more before feeling comfortable applying to a job. Or you might be trying to grow in your current job, maybe have or want a mentor, but are constantly worried or scared that people won't have the patience for you if you don't get things right the first time. Especially if you've ever been laid off or turned down for a promotion, and you start to question your abilities. Self-doubt in relationships is also a big one. One example that came to mind right away was that saying that says, you should surround yourself with people who are a level above you because it'll help you level up. But that can be really anxiety inducing because you might start questioning your value add to the group. You might wait to join a group until you feel you have something to contribute. A conversation I had with my trainer recently is what inspired this video. He shared with me that the feedback he gets from his social media following is that they're afraid of going to the gym and doing things wrong. They worry about embarrassing themselves because people might look at them and think, this person doesn't know what they're doing. And this example leads me into part 2, which is sharing my experiences with self-doubt. Aside from struggling with working out on my own, the main reasons I started working with a personal trainer was because I felt overwhelmed about learning proper form so I wouldn't injure myself. I didn't really know how to use the machines at the gym or gym etiquette, and was paranoid about people calling me out in a jerky way. I felt like it would take me forever to learn these things and that I wouldn't see my progress. And going down this path of questioning my ability to learn fast enough, when I was let go from my first dev job after a year, I started doubting and questioning my skills. I felt like I wasn't able to learn enough in that year and that I wouldn't know enough to land another job. I started doing tutorials and courses again, telling myself that I had to complete those before I applied to another job because then I'd be ready. But there was always something more to learn, and I wasn't giving myself credit for all the things that I did know. At my current job, I'm kind of transitioning from iOS development to back-end development, which is all new to me. And a worry that came to mind was I need to learn stuff before I start working with these senior developers with a ton of experience so that I don't seem super green. And this worry of appearing green or inexperienced even shows up when I think about picking up a new hobby. So I want to practice my photography and surround myself with other artists. I think, my photos are gonna suck in comparison, or I'm not artistic enough. When I think about going bike riding with people, I doubt that I'm fit enough to keep up with those people and the long ride. Something I've learned about myself this past year is that I like to dabble, which means always trying and exploring new things. And I'm acknowledging that this is an awesome thing about me. And I'm also starting to shift my mindset. Trying or learning something new doesn't mean that I'm starting from scratch. What I'm doing is adding and diversifying a base skill set that I already have. So starting something new doesn't mean you don't know anything. It means you have the skills to figure it out. Looking at your past shows you this. You've learned how to do something new before. Which leads me to part 3. 3 tips to help turn your self-doubt into confidence. Tip 1. Looking at your past shows you that you have the skills to learn something new and over time, get better. To remind yourself of past achievements, I encourage you to keep a track record. Any win, any success, any compliment, big or small, write it down somewhere and just keep adding to it. Every once in a while, come back to it and you'll see your progress over time. And you can do this with any area of your life: work, hobbies, relationships. Tip number 2, when you're experiencing doubts, allow yourself to journal them or say them out loud. Hearing yourself say them out loud kind of sucks. And for me, sometimes hearing those doubts helps me realize I'm being a little bit of a jerk to myself, believing that I can't do these things. Once you've acknowledged these doubts and fears, make a list of counterpoints proving the self-doubt wrong, or break down a plan on how you're going to learn or do the new thing. Tip 3 is to time box your learning and mix it with doing. Focus on learning just one thing, the smallest thing, and then go and do the thing you just learned. And this leads me to the challenge that I mentioned earlier. My challenge for you is to have the courage to dabble in something, anything. Whether it's for your career or for fun, it doesn't matter. Do a rough draft attempt at something instead of trying to be successful at it the first time. Your confidence will build when you start doing. You'll start to see that you're making progress. Yes, you're gonna get stuck, but don't give up. When you start doing or creating, that's where your power is. You start building confidence when you go from just consuming tutorials and learning or reading articles to putting them into practice and actually trying the thing. Allow yourself the chance to not be perfect. Allow yourself the opportunity to screw up and experiment. Allow yourself to enjoy and have fun. Don't hold yourself to a standard or to comparisons to where others are. Share in the comments what you plan on doing for this challenge. And if you found this video helpful, like it, share it, and subscribe.